Go. Yep, thanks for the introduction, Brenda. Much appreciated. As Brenda said, we're going to be discussing the benefits of video-on-demand training platforms and looking specifically at the solution offered from our Trainery team, our streaming on-demand platform called Streamery. I'm going to talk about some of the features and benefits with that and how that leads into the benefits in general of video-on-demand training platforms. The presentation itself this morning is a little brief because we're just going to dive into the actual platform and show off some of the features with Streamery and visualize what the use cases are for a type of video on demand platform such as this one as it pertains to training employees in workforce development. We're going to talk about the ease of setup with Trainery or Streamery rather. Talk about how to create custom course playlists, the features for tracking reporting, course completions, viewership of the content within Streamery. And then as Brenda said, we'll have time for a Q&A session at the end. We'll stick around for any questions that may pop up. And as Brenda said, please feel free to drop those questions in the chat as we go so that we can make sure all of your questions are answered. So starting off, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of video on demand technology as it pertains to employee training. In general, the streaming platforms that are available are a more convenient method of training facilitation and having resources to support training facilitation. Self-paced learning modules and on-demand content available anytime, anywhere with platforms such as Streamery. For instance, our current video catalog on Streamery is about 830 plus videos that are accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on any device, mobile or otherwise, as long as it has an internet connection. And for our mobile device users, the videos and video player embedded within Streamery is optimized for mobile devices. So a lot of our clients appreciate using that, especially in remote environments where they're unable to use a screen. Video on demand in general is a training resource. It's shown to have improved retention for the training knowledge that's being imparted. It's easy to start, stop, and resume videos. So if you are a training facilitator, facilitating a training session and using a video on demand service as a supporting tool for that training session, video content can really help drive a point home and improve the retention among the employees about the lessons that are being imparted. You can learn when most convenient and or refresh at the point of need. So for instance, with streaming on demand platform, it certainly can help be a resource for not even just scheduled training facilitation, but also for on-the-spot coaching or opportunities, as you have an entire library at your fingertips of training content that you can help when coaching an employee even one-on-one. Higher learner engagement. More than half of employees say that they would spend more time learning if they had specific course recommendations. Pretty obvious step, but an important one nonetheless. When left to their own devices, a learner may have a hard time being overwhelmed with the amount of training content if they're having to proactively search for content to train themselves on. However, a lot of video on demand platforms, including Streamery, contain things like customized playlists or favorites for videos that can help guide the learner's journey. Administrators and users know where the training stands. So with Streamery, we offer reporting to such a level that as an administrator, you're able to ascertain what content is being used, which content is being used most frequently. Is all the content being used? Is there something being skipped that needs a follow-up? You're able to access data such as that through our reporting. And just a general video on demand technology is secure and cloud-based. So instead of having to, carry around a whole suitcase full of DVDs or a bookshelf full of old dusty VHS tapes to use as training resources, you have a modern solution that takes care of all the storage needs for the content as well as making it easy to access wherever you need. Platform is also secure from a security standpoint, cybersecurity standpoint, as we ensure that all of our hosting solutions conform to cybersecurity standards. So to prep us in talking about Streamery, we're going to talk about it being a user-friendly platform. The feedback from clients for over a decade now has praised Streamery for being user-friendly. We'll compare that to some of the other streaming solutions out there. It's an easy setup. There's no technical skills needed. Unlike some other products that we offer, like a full-blown learning management system or a performance management platform, those types of SaaS solutions may have a more complicated setup. But with Streamery, it's kind of like sharing a Netflix login with your family. You don't need much in the way of technical know-how to set that up. You just log in, select what you want to watch, and away you go. Custom playlist that we'll talk about during the demo portion on the site provides instant access to specific video courses. We're going to highlight some of the dashboard features available on Streamery so that you can see from an administrative standpoint the data that's available when you are logged in and being able to quickly and easily track training. And integrated content options with the library. So all of our content on Streamery contains support materials for each specific video that is on the platform. And support materials include things like a post-video knowledge check or quiz, completion certificates that you can use, a roster or attendance roster for attending an in-person session, and in many cases, even a facilitator's guide to help guide the conversation with learners as you are presenting the material. All right, so we're going to go ahead and flip over to our on-demand platform, Streamery. And here we are. This is our main landing page, homepage for Streamery, our on-demand online training platform, which at a glance, just from the landing page, gives us a lot of direction on some of the things we're going to discuss today, including the video catalog that's available through my courses, a specific cross-section of newly released content that is updated as content is uploaded to the platform, frequently asked questions or help page for users to be able to easily navigate or help answer any questions or technical issues that arise when using. There's also direct links to assistance, either through our toll-free number or our support email address that goes directly to us for immediate response. We can also see our links along the top here for the dashboard, which we will speak about in a few moments, our courses and video-based content that is available, as well as our course catalog, which is broken down into subsections or aisles for topics for training. Reports that we will also discuss a little bit later, as well as some of the administration and user management available to admins, client admins of the system. You'll also notice throughout the trial or throughout the demo today, this 14-day free trial logo at the top left. One of the features with our Streamery platform is co-branding. So when initiating service or subscribing for the first time to Streamery, we do ask our clients or give them the option to send us a logo, company logo that we can put right up here on the top left when you and your users are logged in, just for a little bit of synergy and co-branding. So instead of the orange free trial or Trainery logo, being able to see your company logo. So we are going to go ahead and look first at some of the courses that are available through our platform specifically. And we could see from here how the video content is broken down into different categories and subcategories. Similar to perusing the aisle of Netflix or Hulu, Disney Plus, or any of the other dozens of other streaming platforms out there, being able to quickly and easily find, if not something of interest, then something specific that you're looking for. With our main categories falling under safety, management, human resources, and then video-based content for specific industries, such as school safety, aviation, retail safety, and more. We can dive a little deeper here, specifically into OSHA compliance for our safety catalog. And we can see the video-based content available under the OSHA compliance umbrella. And selecting the video content is as simple as clicking on whatever we want to view. And all of our video-based content, each video has its own unique product page or description page, where we're able to see a lot of information about the content that we're selecting, including the production year, the video runtime, and in many cases, we can see the content is also available in Spanish as well as English. Roughly 475 plus of our 850 plus library is available bilingual in both English and Spanish. Designated not only here with the and Spanish along the top, but also within the embedded video player, we can see Juega Español to begin this video in Spanish. We can get a brief rundown for this specific product, including what topics are covered within the video lesson. And we are also able to access course materials through a zip file for each specific video page. And again, this zip file contains things like the post-video knowledge check, completion certificate, in many cases, a facilitator's guide, a class roster for people who attended the session. And all of those are contained within this zip file, and mostly within Word documents so that you're able to update or change, make edits, take notes before printing out materials or before a facilitator prints out materials. Just to show what this looks like, I'm going to click play video to see what our embedded video player looks like within Streamery. From here, very straightforward, the play button plays the video. We're able to see the runtime and could even fast forward exposures to a specific section of the video as needed. You also notice there is a take the quiz button. Currently, I cannot click this. The video has to play uninterrupted, but at the conclusion of the video, the post-video quiz knowledge check will appear within the system, where the user can interact with this take the quiz button, and they'll be presented with the quiz, multiple choice that they're able to fill out directly within the platform. And in many cases, this is also used for group training, where the facilitator is able to cover the quiz with the participants and have more of a informal group chat about the questions or ensuring that the knowledge has stuck. We can, of course, adjust volume. We can project this, cast it to another screen if we need. And there are also closed captions, as we see they're on mine, but all of our video content comes with closed captioning for hearing impaired. If we were playing the Spanish version of this video, the closed captions do present in Spanish, so that can also be met, that need can also be met for any hearing impaired Spanish speakers as well. We can also full screen, of course, if we wanted to full screen directly here. And the last thing to highlight, as we'll talk about briefly, but a good segue, on the video page itself, we have a little heart icon here where we can favorite this video. We're adding it to our favorites will ensure that this video pops up within our favorite playlist. We talked briefly about navigating through the content directly through this course catalog. There is also a search bar along the top, where if in the event a training facilitator didn't know a specific video title or number for a video that they were looking for, but they know they need to train someone on a ladder or ladder safety, they can simply search and enter to be presented with all the videos pertaining to ladder safety. Back on the course page, the user can see their view history. Where they are displayed with the list of videos in the most recent order of viewing. And could even from here directly get to a video if needed. Finally, from this screen, we can see a section for playlists, where administrators who have set up playlists, users within their organization, can view those playlists from this playlist menu. So for instance, we see that there are some playlists on this demo site for new hire orientation videos, a OSHA top 10, and a to the point series. We can click and interact with these to go to this playlist and see what video content is here. So instead of having to constantly search for videos that you need to remember to pull up, you're able to go to your playlists and you can create as many of these playlists as you like so that you are covered for any possible situation. From an administrative standpoint in creating these playlists, admin users have access to this administration submenu where they're able to select playlist management. And all of the screens within the admin menu and reports include the prompt at the beginning, letting you know what page you're on, as well as a brief description of how to interact with this page. So if we wanted to create a new playlist, we're able to do so simply from here, where we can name the playlist. As well as include a brief description that will appear for the users when they're selecting this playlist. These videos are used in required and we could create from here. We will go into an already existing playlist as we see the list of all active and inactive playlists. So some that would not have appeared since they are inactive did not appear on our active playlist screen for a user. But from here, we're able to update, disable, or view the playlist. If we want to update this playlist and click within here, we're able to update the title or description as needed. And from the view screen, we're able to see the current listing of videos within this custom catalog or playlist, as well as add or remove additional videos as needed. Continuing along with other additional administration features, we can go to employees, where we're able to do some user management, which would include updating existing users, creating new users, or removing access for users that are no longer with the company or no longer require access. And again, to highlight, each page contains the prompt for the page, as well as some simple instructions of how to interact with the page. Specific to this employee page, we also have a link for a downloadable PDF document for admin users. From this user management or employees screen, we're able to see a listing of our current users, and by default, we're looking just at enabled users. We could also filter this to disabled users, or if we wanted to see all users regardless of status, we could select all statuses. We can add a new user simply up here, add new user. Unlike some competitor platforms, we do not restrict access to creating additional user logins. So as a subscriber to Streamery, you're not limited to just the admin logins or facilitator logins. You're able to create and maintain all of the user credentials and logins as needed. So in many cases, we've seen clients that will initially perhaps set up logins for administrative users and training facilitators. But then as training sessions go by, if an employee, say, is out sick or misses a training session, and instead of scheduling another makeup session with the facilitator, perhaps they're able to just add that employee as a new user and just give them the direction to log in and watch the video content from the training session. As you'll see as we go through this, the reporting and the functions from the user standpoint isn't as in-depth as, say, a learning management system. There's not incredibly detailed reporting. It's a very basic level reporting, but again, goes hand in hand with it being a streaming platform. We do offer a learning management system that has more of the bells and whistles and detailed individual reporting for individual computer-based training, but we'll highlight some of the differences between a full-blown LMS like that and a streaming platform as we go through. So for instance, we can look at a user report and see specific for this employee what content they have viewed, when they viewed it, as well as quiz results for quizzes that they took within the platform. To highlight one difference between this and a learning management system, with a learning management system, typically a course, whether it be video-based content or a more traditional modular e-learning course, there's generally a pass-fail requirement for this end of video quiz. Typically, standard is 80%, meaning that if the user takes the quiz and scores, for instance, a 70%, the user would not be recorded as having successfully completed the course. They would fail the course. The attempt in a learning management system would be logged, and the user would be prompted to take the course again. With a streaming platform, it's a record of activity. It's not measuring for completion or a certain score. So the attempt is recorded, the score is recorded, but there's no pass-fail with the streaming platform. It's just a record for administrative users. These reports, as well as the other reports available to administrators, are able to be exported to a PDF or CSV, whichever is preferred. And we will go back to that employee screen to see some of the other features available from a user management standpoint. We can disable users by clicking the disable button. So if we only needed to give temporary access to someone, we can disable them after. Or if they've left the company and no longer require access, we can disable them. We can also edit users, which allows us to update emails. For instance, if your company changes email domains, admin users are able to go in and change this as needed. And we can even update passwords from here. So if someone forgets their password, we're able to create a new one for them. There is also a self-maintenance or a self-password reset directly through the login screen, where if a user has forgotten their password, there is a forgot password link on the main page where they're able to update the password themselves. Moving on to some of the reports. We are able to see from here things like a quiz report, which again, very sort of a 30,000-foot overview, not as specific as a learning management system, but a good at a glance ability to track activity, engage activity for certain video content. You can also see video reports, which will be similar, but instead of activity on quizzes, we'll see activity for videos with columns that can be sorted by topic or category, and by default, number of views. We'll flip over to the dashboard. The dashboard can be viewed by admin users or super users. Will not appear for just a view-only user that we set up in the system. But as we navigate over to the dashboard, we'll see what sort of stats and information we can get from the visual dashboard at a glance. My computer and internet connection has started the weekend a little bit early, it looks like. Sorry for the wait. Let's try this again. Okay, well, sorry for the wait. Again, my computer and connection seems to be starting the weekend a little bit early, so we may have to bypass the dashboard. We'll give it another second. There we go. All right. So from this dashboard, we're able to see just activity quickly at a glance, including metrics or stats for usage of the platform, including active users specific to your organization, number of video content that is available, so 848 currently. Of those videos, how many have been viewed, and aggregate view total for streams or views on your account across all videos, as well as the number of quizzes taken across all videos. We're able to see the top 5 all-time recently viewed, the number of views, and how long ago it was last viewed. And these also drill down specifically into this report. We could click more details to go to the video report. We can also see last login for user activity, showing in a descending order with the most recent first, users that have logged in, and how many videos they watched during that session. The all-time lists, instead of the recently viewed, now all-time lists, most viewed videos. So we see that bloodborne pathogens training is very popular on at least the demo platform. And again, this screen only available to admin users, so it does include information they may find useful, like the subscription details, showing the contract date, so you know when your upcoming renewal is, total number of users within the platform, as well as support contact information directly to our customer service line. Again, either the toll-free 800 number or the email address support@trainery.com. There is also a link at the top right for users to that help page that we mentioned on the initial landing page. But that link is available through all pages, help at the top right, which gives the frequently asked questions and directions as needed. And that was a brief 30,000-foot overview of our streaming platform. We would be happy to do one-on-ones or demos to see if this type of solution would be an ideal fit for your specific needs in your organization. So please, if that is of interest, reach out so that we can schedule some time to chat. And this recording will be available to all participants. And I believe this information with the contact email address is sent out at the conclusion of the meeting as well. So you can reach out either to myself or John Wing, a counterpart of mine over with the JER consulting side of the business. And that is all for me. What questions do you guys have?
If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat because you can't speak up. I don't see any questions for you, Matt.
One Q&A question. Are there any pre-populated playlists available to all users? Currently, no. However, that's a really good piece of feedback. And when setting it up, that's simple enough for us to help do. We have a team of subject matter experts on training content that during the setup can easily set your account up with a playlist like that. A lot of our conversations from a consultative standpoint early on in that process can cover things like, you know, what topics you need to train on, and we can make specific product recommendations. So even though I haven't had the instance come up yet to have the opportunity to do that, that's an easy enough thing that we could 100% do for you. Great question.
Any other questions?
And again, feel free to reach out. We can set up some time to do a one-on-one chat to see if this is a good solution for you. We can also set you up with trial logins. We do a free trial, 14-day trial to the platform. No card or information or anything needed to set it up. We just set it up and it turns off in 2 weeks. So a good way to kind of do a trial run and put it to practice to see if it would be a good solution for you. But we give you full access to the entire library during that 14-day trial with no restrictions. So certainly worth trying. Brenda, it looks like that might be all.
It does look that way.
Everyone
But,
excited.
Thank you all so much for joining us. And Matt, any closing words?
Nope, that is it for me. Like I said, I look forward to speaking to you. I know the information will be sent out once the meeting is concluded. So please feel free to reach out and look forward to speaking to some of you soon. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. I hope wherever you are, the weather holds up. I think here in this area, we're looking at a rainy, stormy weekend. But crossing my fingers that gets pushed. I have some Easter egg hunting to do with a little toddler, so tough to do in the rain. She'll make me do it, so I hope it doesn't rain.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.